So which of the following structures is a feature of the right ventricle of the heart? Here you can see the heart in the anatomical position. This is the right atrium, and that's the anterior wall of the right ventricle open, and that should be the place of the interventricular groove. And here is the left ventricle. Let's go back to the options. Aortic valve is guarding the outflow tract of the left ventricle, so it's not a feature of the right ventricle. In the right ventricle, there is another semilunar valve, and that is the pulmonary valve. The mitral valve is an atrioventricular valve, but located on the left side between the left atrium and the left ventricle. So it is not a feature of the right ventricle. In the right ventricle, the right atrioventricular opening is guarded by the tricuspid valve. It has almost the same structure of the mitral valve, but it has three cusps and admits the tips of three fingers instead of having two cusps bicuspid and admits the tips of two fingers in the mitral valve. So the mitral valve is not a feature of the right ventricle, it's a feature of the left ventricle. The fossa ovalis, option number 3, represents the embryonic foramen ovale. And this embryonic foramen ovale, it short circuits the heart. It communicates between the right atrium and the left atrium and is located in the interatrial septum. It's not located in any of the ventricles. Fossa ovalis allows the passage of blood, oxygenated blood that comes through the placenta from the mother, through the inferior vena cava, and then passes into the right atrium, then the left atrium, then the left ventricle, and then the aorta. So most of the blood will pass through fossa ovalis without the need to go from the right atrium to the right ventricle because the lung is not inflated in the embryo and no oxygenation of blood is going to take place. The fourth option, pectinate muscles. These pectinate muscles are a feature of the rough inner surface of the right atrium and the left atrium. Mainly they are located in the auricle of the left atrium and the right atrium. So here we are left with the moderator band. That's the location of the moderator band or the septomarginal trabecula. It extends from the interventricular septum, which is located here at the posterior wall of the right ventricle, and then extends to the base of the anterior papillary muscle on the anterior surface of the heart. It transmits the right bundle branch of the conductive system of the heart. It's also called the moderator because it controls the distension of the right ventricle. It prevents over distension because it's attached to the posterior and anterior wall of the right ventricle. And that will be the correct answer, the moderator band.